Hello, welcome to Vidikya. So let's start with the analysis of the Indian Express newspaper dated 21st of January 2021. So the first news which we'll be discussing on the Indian Express is Supreme Court quota not at odds with merit ensures substantive equality. So this news is basically about the recent developments what we are already going through regarding the NEET PG examination. So this process had initiated in the month of June 2021 last year. Then we had seen updates regarding the same in the month of September as well. And recently also we have seen updates with respect to same that Supreme Court has intervened and a separate committee has formed. And now the judges or the bench of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Honorable and Honorable Judge A.S. Bopanna has made this thing clear that they are upholding the decision which has been initiated by the government that yes, the Supreme Court quota which has been given on the merit basis, and if reservation is already been provided to the scheduled caste or the OBCs or the EWS category regarding 10% criteria is right on the part of government, so that it will ensure substantive equality whenever a person is going for an examination. So this has been upheld, and the further elaboration of this news wherein articles 15 subsection 4 of the constitution which gives the reservation rights to SCs and STs, and article 15 subsection 5 which empowers reservation in educational institution. So citing all these articles, the honorable judges have cited this thing that the decision or the separate committee which has already been formed, the decision which has been given by the committee is right on their part and will continue in the similar fashion. And the process of counseling will be initiated at the soon. So this thing has been directed by the honorable judges. The second news which we'll be discussing on the first page is NDA, that is National Democratic Alliance, or the current government, what we can say, states join chorus of protest. Mamta writes, "Don't push us." So this news is basically about IS officers. So recently, what the central government has done, they have come up with two norms, newer norms, wherein in the first norms which they have initiated in the month of December last year, 20th of December to be precise, wherein they had asked the states, or that particular proposal amendment was empowering the central government, union government, to initiate or go for the process of taking or asking for IS officers who are working in respective states to the center. So it's been generally been seen that the IS officer which are generally at the center, there is a decrease, and the number of people which are required, or the number of IS officers which are required at the center to work, they are not sufficient enough to cater to the needs, right? So that's why two proposals have been initiated by the union government, wherein that proposal asks for that if union government or the center ask any states to send any of its IS officers to the center, then the states does not have power, and it empowers basically the central government that yes, that person, that IS officer can resign from the state government, his state duties, and can work with the center. So this move and a recent amendment with respect to same was also initiated in the on 12th of January. So the not only the opposition leaders or the people belonging to, or the politicians belonging to the opposition party, but even some BJP ruled states have also opposed to this particular proposal which has been initiated by the union government. So Mamta Banerjee, here the news says is Mamta Banerjee has written a letter to our honorable prime minister citing that this is not right on the part of the government what they are doing, and this is against the cooperative federalism. And as I told you, not only Mamta Banerjee, other states like Maharashtra have also passed resolution in their state legislative assembly. Apart from this, BJP ruled states like Madhya Pradesh, Meghalaya, even these states have also initiated this process, and they are also opposing this move which has been initiated by the union government. Okay, so we'll move forward. This is political. We can skip this. Okay. So on the government and politics page, the first news which we'll be discussing is PM attempts being made to tarnish India's image. So our Honorable Prime Minister, he was addressing a meet or an event which has been organized by Brahma Kumaris in the wave of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which we'll be celebrating, right? As we'll be completing 75 years of our independence this year. So under that, our Honorable Prime Minister has have asked that a lot of events have been done in different parts of the country in order to tarnish the image of our country. So it should not be done. And even at the dais as well, our honorable prime minister has cited that Brahma Kumaris as an organization is itself a very big organization which is working. So this particular organization is not only having branches in India but in foreign countries as well. So it should be mandated, it should be obliged that those people, it should be a duty that nearly 500 people in a year should be sent from foreign country to India in order to get an idea about the learnings, the roots of our country. So this was the whole address which has been made by our honorable prime minister. So under that, under this particular address, why it was quite hyped in the news, because the chief minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, has told this thing in this particular meet that peace and brotherhood are the most pressing needs of the day, and there is an atmosphere of violence in the country. So that's why this statement has been made by the Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot. Then India, UN should recognize phobia against Hindus, Buddhists, and Sikhs. So this news, this is basically this statement has been given by our permanent representative to United Nations, Mr. T.S. Tirumurti, wherein in order to cite different examples, he had talked about that a lot of times it has been talked about Christianophobia, Islamophobia, and anti-Semitism. So this should not be case. And uh, it has been said by the Indian representative that UN, United Nations, should recognize phobia against Hindus, Buddhists, and Sikhs, so that in all those parts of the world wherein they are getting hampered or in order to tarnish their images, so in order to done that these kind of things, so it's high time that the authorities should take actions. That this had been said by Mr. T.S. Tirumurti at the dais of the United Nations. Then Assam Meghalaya CMs brief Shah on proposed agreement. So we should be aware of that earlier. Meghalaya was a part of Assam only, but after the disintegration in the year 1972, Meghalaya got a separate statehood. So nearly 12 places are there between Assam and Meghalaya which are having border disputes. So the chief ministers of both the states, Assam CM Mr. Himant Biswa Sarma and Meghalaya CM Mr. Conrad Sangma, had met our honorable Home Affairs Minister Mr. Amit Shah in order to resolve the ongoing dispute which has been going on between both the states. So as I told you, nearly 12 issues are there which needs to be discussed. So it has been said in the meeting that nearly 6 of the issues out of the 12 means half of the issues will be solved at the earliest. And again, a meeting will be held between both the Chief Minister and Union Home Affairs Minister after 26th of January. Okay, this we can skip. Fewer hospital cases in third surge due to vaccines. So government. So this data has been released and which has cited this thing that as this Omicron variant is already there and cases are rising in most of the states. Nearly 515 districts of the country have seen this positivity rate more than 5%. So cases are increasing, and even the active cases in our country is nearly reaching 20 lakhs. So that's why this thing has been said by government and even other agencies as well, that vaccines is the biggest shield, and vaccines are helping like anything in order to curb this current COVID-19 pandemic or this new variant, that is Omicron. So that's why in the current situation, if I tell you, this new, though this variant is already there, but because of huge vaccination which has been done in the country, which is helping us in order to combat with this pandemic. So that's why the government is emphasizing on more and more vaccinations, and we are already on the verge of touching vaccination of nearly or inoculating 160 crore doses. So this report has revealed that a vaccine is a prerequisite if a person wants himself to get abstained from COVID-19 pandemic. Then the editorial. The first editorial is treat the pain. Distress persists in unorganized labor and enterprise and also in formal economy. So here in this news, the author has talked about the the rise of unemployment, the rise of unemployment in formal as well as informal sector. The formal sector is basically within that is basically you can say an organized sector, but uh, unorganized sector we had already discussed with respect to e-shram portal, right? So herein the author has first of all talked about the narrative which has been set and what all things which had been discussed, right? Basically about the problems that not only persist in unorganized sector but even in organized sector as well. So if I tell you about organized sector, the data which has revealed with respect to EPFO, that is, as per the author, Employees Provident Fund Organization, ever since we have encountered this COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people are there who have lost their jobs because of this pandemic. So that's why a lot of people have withdrawn money from their employment provident fund account. So that's why it poses a problem that people have to withdraw amount which they kept as their security for a future purpose. But that is not the case. So that's why even those people who are in organized sector or in formal sector are also quite deprived of this current COVID-19 pandemic situation because of loss of their jobs or loss of their jobs. Then not only organized sector, but even the author has talked about unorganized sector as well, wherein a lot of people have migrated from one place to another place. And it has been seen that the number of people who are working under Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, has also increased for the past 2 years, ever since we have encountered this COVID-19 pandemic. So this has been cited by the author, and the author has also talked about MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises, the way how they have initiated more and more loans so that they can compete in the longer run and they are able to sustain in the longer run in the current situation which has been happening in the country. So this has been explained by the author in this first editorial. Then the second editorial is about the missing federal spirit. Ruling establishments attempts to flatten diversity hurt the republic. So here the author who himself is belonging to CPI party, he's the general secretary of CPI party. So he has talked about ever since this government under the leadership of Mr. Modi is there in power, a lot of time we have seen the way they are handling the country, the situation, and it's creating a problem on the our constitution as well. So that's why a lot of time we see these leaders always saying that there is a danger on the constitution, the way this government is working. So here and with this particular editorial, which through which the author is trying to say the recent changes which the government has done in order to maintain peace and harmony. So that's why the author has questioned the recent steps which has been taken by the government, especially with respect to the Finance Commission or the implementation of GST or the abrogation of Article 370, right? Repealing of AFSPA, then extension of jurisdiction of BSF, Border Security Force, then the recent issue which we have seen with respect to NEET admissions. So, through all these things and the recent controversy which is with respect to the tableau of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal, which has been rejected by the Center for the Republic Day celebration. So, herein the author has talked about that all these things are done with a particular mindset, and it's creating a problem with the way the current government is handling or the working at the center. So that's why the author has talked about the failures which has been done with respect to even the implementation of GST or demonetization or the process or the involvement of RSS and BJP in the working of our country or the nation as a whole. Then first opinion is a new lesson plan. Learning crisis in school demands urgent interventions, radical reorientation from government and educators. So through this particular opinion, the author is trying to say that it's been more than 2 years that the schools are shut in our country. So it poses a great problem that when we are going to open or fully because as this pandemic situation is already there, but when we are going to open schools in a properly basis, so that those students for the past 2 years have not attended schools, they were not there. So that's why recently in this particular opinion, the author has said that there are few surveys which has been done, and that has revealed this fact that it's getting nearly one third people, one third students in class 10th needs to it's getting quite difficult for them to get pass in the examination. So this is not right, and proper steps needs to be taken by the government that how they are going to tackle this particular situation of engaging students or putting them under a situation wherein it become easier for them to get into schools and get the knowledge done, right? So though the government has already initiated the vaccination of adolescents from 15 to 18 age group, and the government has clearly cited that the vaccination process of 12 to 14 age group will be also initiated at the earliest, nearly by the end of February or by the starting of March we'll be seeing this. But the author has said that India is one of those countries which were part of that legacy wherein it's been more than 2 years wherein schools are shut. So it's high time that steps needs to be taken by the government and the authorities and the respective state governments as well, so that those students who have not attended school for the past 2 years can get a framework or are able to cope up with the uh, current problems and the pandemic situation as well, so that they are able to get through school and able to compete with with their future aspirations or study in whichever field they wants to go. So it's high time that steps needs to be taken by the government. This we can skip. Okay, so the first explained is IAS officers and central posting. So this news on the first page we had already discussed. This was about the two amendments which has been proposed by the central government, which has been proposed. The first one was proposed on 20th of December, and second one was 12th of January this year only. Then, because of paucity of IAS officers at the center, the union government has taken this step. But till the time this process, or whenever the central government ask the IAS officers to to resign from particular state and came to center, then state government were having veto power. They can say no to the union government that they are not sending the respective IAS officers to the center. But why the government has come up with this thing, union government? Because there was a need or requirement of more and more IAS officers at the center. Why this is so? The reason is because you should be aware of that IAS officers are deployed. Not only different cadres are given. So IAS officers are deployed to different states, right? And few among them, many of them went to center as well. But the states, they themselves are having their own exams, PCS exams. Like if I talk about Madhya Pradesh, then MPPSC is there. Then if I talk about Rajasthan, then RAS exam is there, Rajasthan Administrative Service. So those officers are especially for that cadre only, or for Rajasthan only, or for MP only. But and even IAS officers get cadres of states, so they are also deployed in respective states as per their cadre which they have chosen after passing pre-examination. So now the problem which is there at the center is that there is a decrease, or there is more number of people, IAS officers, which are required at the center to work, right? So that's why the government has proposed to have these two amendments, so that those IAS officers who are there in the respective states, they can call them so that they can work at the center. So, but few of the state governments, especially West Bengal Chief Minister Mrs. Mamta Banerjee, had already written two letters to our Honorable Prime Minister, citing that this move is not right on the part of the union government, which they are taking, and this is against the cooperative federalism. And as I told you, not only the West Bengal Chief Minister, the Chief Minister of Odisha had also raised questions, and even few of the states which are ruled by BJP as well, they have raised questions as well, like the states of Madhya Pradesh and Bihar and Meghalaya as well. Then the concern over 5G and flight safety, you can read this. Then Brent at 7-year high, how are economy markets and investors impacted? So this is about the oil prices which are soaring, which are at its record peak if we compare it to it to the pre-pandemic situation or before that. So the oil is nearly at more than $85 per barrel. So that's a record in itself, and how it's impacting the Indian economy, and how do the prices of oil is creating an impact on the market, especially with respect to Sensex or Nifty or the financial market. If I tell you, so you can read the same. This is more of a economy side, but if you're interested, you can read the same. Then Biden says Putin will move in. So as this ongoing tussle which has already been going on between both these states, right? So both these countries, especially Russia and Ukraine. So US has already mediated with respect to solving this ongoing dispute between both the countries. So when it was a discussion wherein the chief minister, sorry, the president of America, who was USA, Mr. Biden, who was having a talk with the press persons for nearly more than 2 hours, where when it was talked about that there may be a situation wherein Russia will move in Ukraine. So he said that yes, I am also optimistic that this might happen, but I am hopeful that if this thing happen, then Russia will have to pay a heavy price with respect to this move, which they might do. And he already hinted that he is optimistic that Russia will definitely, or Mr. Putin will definitely go ahead with invading Ukraine. Then UK government accused of blackmail to keep PM Johnson in power. So it's been in news that Prime Minister, UK's Prime Minister, because of not able to handle this ongoing crisis or the ongoing pandemic situation quite well. So it's been in news that he might resign in upcoming time. So even his party colleagues are of the opinion that Mr. Johnson should resign from his post of Prime Minister. Then Russia accuses West of plotting provocations in Ukraine. So, as per the ongoing conflict which has been going on, so Russia has already said that the West, basically the NATO nations, they are trying to plot a provocation so that, but already the Russian president has already said that they have no plan of invading or anything like that. In order to maintain peace, they are just sending their troops so that, and those troops are sending are there in their own territory. They are not sending to any other country for invasion or anything like that. Then COVID booster provides effective antibody shield against Omicron study. So booster shot which has already been initiated, and this study which has been made in UK, which has revealed this fact that booster dose, which is, or even vaccination, which is providing effective antibody shield against the Omicron or this new variant, which we are already seeing. So here we end the discussion of Indian Express. Now we'll move forward to The Hindu. Okay, so the first news is Supreme Court upholds OBC quota in NEET. So this news we had discussed in the Indian Express as well, wherein Supreme Court has upheld the decision which has been initiated or by the center, that OBC reservation will be provided and EWS category reservation will be there. So of 10%. So they have given a green signal, go green by the center, Supreme Court as well, and they have said that whatever the decision which has been taken by the center, and these exams which happens, they should be neutral enough, and those who are deprived of resources, of opportunities, should get a bit of upliftment so that they can work at par with those people who are already quite sound and who are already in a position to give examination. So this statement has been made by the Supreme Court judges. Then focus on rights make India weak, says PM. So this news we also discussed. This was about the launch of Brahma Kumari's year-long program of events, wherein with respect to the 75 years of independence Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, wherein our Prime Minister has focused on working and more emphasize on fighting for rights, right? And the news which this similar news we had already discussed in the Indian Express as well. Then Assam Meghalaya CMs meet Amit Shah. So as we can see in the photograph as well, Mr. Amit Shah, the Union Home Affairs Minister, and Mr. Himant Biswa Sarma, and even the Meghalayan Chief Minister, Mr. Conrad Sangma, had a met and had a confirmation with respect to solving the dispute, the boundary dispute between both the states of Assam and Meghalaya. Then vaccines are preventing many deaths, said by the government. So vaccine is the biggest shield, and this report has revealed this fact that the vaccines is the biggest shield, and they are preventing many deaths. So that's why ever since we have seen this new variant Omicron, though this is not so deadly, but it's highly transmissible. So that's why, but still, its hospitalization is very low, nearly 5%. So vaccines are the one, because of vaccination, we are in a comfortable position of handling this current pandemic. But this is not the case with if we compare with the current situation with the last year, wherein in the second wave, wherein majority of our population was not vaccinated. So that's why it posed a lot of problem and a lot of deaths as well, and even oxygen crisis as well. But now, even after nearly 9 to 10 months of the drastic second wave, now we are in a comfortable position, and we have done extremely well in terms of vaccination. Okay, so this we can skip. This is political, as elections are coming in 5 poll-bound states. Okay, so this is also about the news which we already discussed. That is about the change of IAS cadres. So drop the IAS cadre rules amendments. So the authors himself, both are IAS officers, former IAS officers. They had talked about the recent amendments which have been made, and whichever articles which are there, they have also mentioned the same, and they have talked about why the center has initiated this step of asking the respective states to take their own IAS officers from states and commute them to the center for the work, because of, as I told you, paucity of or scarcity of people who needs to be there at the center. So that's why the union government has initiated or proposed these amendments, right? So according to the author, both the authors have cited that the uh, this is uh, this is entirely this is not fully political, but there's this reason that states are already having their own examination, so that's why they are having their own state PCS officers. But unlike center, they can recruit through IS only, and which is providing a veto power to states. But this the recent two amendments which have initiated, they are providing uh, some excess powers with respect to replacement of IS officer from states to center. So that's why both the authors have questioned this, and they have talked that this is not right, and the opposition leaders to whom they are opposing, and some of the leaders have already written to a letter to our honorable Prime Minister, is right, and this might create a problem on cooperative federalism, wherein it's empowering the center with respect to asking for states to take their IS officers from different states. Okay, so the first opinion is court and compensation. The Supreme Court has done much to grant some succor to the kin of COVID-19 victims. So this news is about COVID ex gratia, wherein this news we had discussed in our yesterday's analysis as well, wherein this news we have seen last year, wherein Supreme Court had asked the NDMA, that is National Disaster Management Authority, to pay compensation to the kin or the person or the successor of the person or the nominee of the person who has died because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So the amount that was finalized was rupees 50,000. But this amount was not paid by center. This amount has to be paid. NDMA has directed that this amount has to be paid by the respective state governments, right? So it has been seen that a lot of states which have already they have started compensating and they have started paying the amount. But recently, Supreme Court has made this decision and ask the states, especially Andhra Pradesh and Bihar, where wherein they have seen that number of applications are less than number of people who have died. So they have questioned the chief secretaries of states as well that this is not right. That many of the states are receiving more applications, but few of the states are there who are receiving less applications with respect to the COVID-19 deaths which had occurred in their respective states. So they have taken an aggressive mode, Supreme Court, against the chief secretaries, and they had asked that if any person who has denied of payment on the basis of technical grounds, then he or she has to be given a time period of nearly 7 days, wherein he can rectify his application and again resubmit his application so that he can avail the benefit of taking this 50,000 ex gratia amount. So, according to the author, through this opinion, uh, the author is trying to say that it's been nearly 4 to 5 months wherein this process has initiated, but still it has been seen that some of the states are taking it lightly. So, it's high time that yes, the Supreme Court has already intervened and they should be more stricter so that all the states and the union territories can adhere to this deadline which has been set up by the authorities. Okay, this we can skip. Then Supreme Court upholds OBC quota in NEET admission, which we have already discussed. Then Assam Meghalaya CMs meet Amit Shah on boundary issues. So as you can see in the photograph in this news, we also discussed that CM and the Honorable Chief Ministers of both the states are sitting and they will be discussing. They're discussing issues and out of the 12 boundary issues, a dispute which has already been there, half of the disputes which will be resolved at the earliest. Then vaccine preventing many deaths said by government. This is absolutely correct. This is all political. Then active cases breach 19.7 lakh mark. Yes, the number of active cases in our country has reached nearly 2 million. And for the past 24 hours, we have seen that nearly 3.5 lakh new cases in our country and more than 600 people, nearly 700 people have died. And the biggest issue with this particular variant is that though this is not so deadly, but it's highly transmissible, and the positivity rate is it's very high, nearly 17.7%, as has been written in the news as well. So states like Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, these states are continuously seeing a rapid surge in terms of new cases. So the union government, the union health ministry has already asked all these states to ramp up the vaccination and ask the district officials as well to implement the COVID appropriate behavior, so that these people in the respective states and union territories can adhere to the rules and regulations, so that we are able to counter with this new pandemic situation. Then revised COVID norms for children. So for children, this has been said that a use of antivirals or monoclonal antibodies is not recommended. So for less than say 18 years of age. So for children, we are already cautious, and now we have started the vaccination of children's after so long. It's been more than nearly a year of vaccination. Then on 3rd of January itself, we have started the vaccination process. And first of all, we are going with vaccination process of 15 to 18 age group. Then after that, we'll be going for the vaccination of 12 to 14 age group in the first week of March, if everything goes fine. So this news is about the use of antiviral or monoclonal antibodies. They're not recommended. This statement has been made by the union government. Then US warns Russia on invading Ukraine. So this news is about the continuous tussle which has been going on between both the states, Russia and Ukraine, and US and NATO nations have already intervened, and both the nations, that is USA and Russia, have made their points clear. Their point clear that they are not aggressive. They are just handling the situation. And USA President Mr. Biden had already cited that he's quite optimistic with the way things are going, and the updates are there that US might intervene, and US might, Russia will might in future will see that it may evade Ukraine in the current situation which has been going on. Then Houthis used drones, missiles in Abu Dhabi attack, says UAE. UAE officials have made this thing that the recent attack which has been done at Abu Dhabi. Houthis from Yemen, they were the one who have done this particular attack, drone attack. So this has been said by the UAE that drones and missiles have been used in that particular attack which has been done in Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi, UAE has already retaliated, and they have also done the similar strikes to Houthis based troops in Yemen. Okay, so here we ends the discussion of both the newspapers. That's all from my side. Thanks for watching.